All right, mech commanders, what are you looking for in a medium mech? Fritz, I'm looking for everything at a very low battle value. And I say that in partial truth because now that we're jumping into medium mechs, we've explored some light mechs. Of course, we're going to get to heavies and assaults. Now the battle value is starting to increase. And of course, this leads up to a challenge. Clan mechs are familiar with this. The more battle value you pile into something, yes, absolutely, the more powerful it becomes. But it's only one piece on the table. It can't be everywhere at once. It can't do everything at once. And no matter how small the odds are, of course, this happened to you in the last game. You're like, the odds are great. It just happened yesterday. If you take a headshot, if you get one-shotted, if you get a lucky crit, or just the first coupling open turns, your mech goes down, that's a ton of battle value. What we see as we move into the medium mechs is now you've got a little bit of tonnage to play with. So I won't say make it as cheap as possible. C-bills, battle value, tonnage, whatever currency you're playing in. But at the same time, we want to be a little bit available and aware that things get expensive quickly as you move into the medium mech Battletech universe. First thing for me is armor. Now, we've got a little bit of tonnage to work on, and the question, of course, is what direction are you going to go? I want to be able to take a hit or two. And I say that in that, yes, kind of like the universal Battletech law applies, I'm going to do my best not to get hit. Using range, using cover, using concealment, using positioning. If I have to get out of there, I will. But sometimes you take a hit because your opponent got lucky or the mission dictates it. Or in that moment, you say, I'm going to sit and brawl for a little bit. But what we start to see now is with this tonnage, can we take a couple of hits? Can I take a PPC or two? Can I take a spread of some missiles and keep going? Because on the opposite side, now we've got enough tonnage where we can mount some weapon systems. We can mount some redundancy. Redundancy in Battletech is where you have multiples, usually two or maybe three, of a particular weapon or range band, which is going to work to use against your opponent. If I've only got one long-range weapon, or looking at, say, light mechs, bug mechs, coming from that, I'm running a Stinger. My primary weapon is that medium laser. I miss that shot. That's it. I'd like to have more to shoot with. I'd like to have redundancy to back up. Medium mechs can do that. So we're going to start mounting some of these weapons. A little bit of armor is important to keep the mech going. Jumping into the weapons. What we start to see now on lighter mechs, and of course there's always, the mold is broken in Battletech because I can name something like the Panther or other mechs that are out there, say like the Valkyrie. But what you see is the primary weapon for most medium mechs will be a medium laser. Kind of in that 5 or less band of damage. Well, now we can start mounting autocannon 10s. We can start mounting a PPC. We can mount something with a little bit more bite. A perfect example, drawing on popular mechs, the Griffin. We've got that PPC. We've got that LRM 10. You've got a little bit of bite. So you're going to now start to see that primary weapon is going to usually advance range and advance damage. Secondary weapons are also going to have some bite to them. They're not going to be a pair of machine guns or some small lasers, although you do find them there. You'll find SRM packs. You'll find medium lasers. That's pushing out. So we're starting to see some weapons where if you have to engage, you can do a little bit of damage. So I'm looking for that. That's not to say there aren't one-shot wonders or kind of uniquely designed medium mechs, but I'm looking for something with a little bit of punch to it. There's a reason why in the narrative and the lore, medium mechs are kind of the most common mech encountered. They truly are the workhorses of the inner sphere, or a pilot lance or a merc lance. Now, maneuverability. No doubt maneuverability is key. Light mech's maneuverability, just to kind of frame the tactica, light mech maneuverability means I'm trying to run and gun. I'm trying to keep my distance. I'm trying to stack all those modifiers so I don't even get hit in the first place. Heavy or assault mech maneuverability means I'm trying to get to where I'm going as fast as I can, relatively speaking, to get all my guns on the table or my guns to bear. Medium mech maneuverability is, can I kind of be in the right place at the right time? They're not overly fast. They're not really slow. you've got some maneuverability. So perfect examples would be if I take the Griffin and the Wolverine. Again, I'm focusing on kind of iconic mechs here. The Griffin wants to be, and I've covered these two mechs, pushed them up to the Battletech archive here on my channel under the playlist. Griffin kind of wants to stay at range and snipe you with that PPC and with that LRM-10. We're talking stock mechs. So you stay at range, you kind of want to run and gun, you want to utilize the PPC, utilize the LRM-10, take as many shots as you can, almost like a sniper role. So the maneuverability of that mech is to be in that position. The Wolverine is a brawler. It wants to get in there and kind of brawl. It wants to kind of mix things up. So its maneuverability and speed is going to be used a little differently. I want to have some sort of base speed for both. If I'm sacrificing speed as a medium mech, I better get some other goodies in return. Some sort of novelties, some sort of lulls to play on the table. Jump jets. This is where I leave it for my fellow mech commanders and fellow mech warriors. It's one thing to be a mech commander and issue the orders. It's another thing to be a mech warrior and have to carry out those orders on the tabletop. Your thoughts on jump jets for medium mech? Most have them because you have the tonnage. Jump jets are great for getting into position, getting out of position, and in City Fight City Tech, being able to kind of twist and jump and make those quick escapes or quick ambushes as needed. I still think they are necessary on a medium mech. I kind of want them. I think they're mandatory on light mechs, unless, again, you've got some reason for it. Of course, the Locust and the Jenner don't, but they move it in that direction. Heavy mechs, it's kind of a novelty. Assault mechs, super novelty. But medium is kind of that sweet band where we want to utilize both. I want to say yes, I do look for mediums with jump jets, but can we make the argument for no jump jets? That's kind of the Tactica checklist for kind of the standard medium mech. And we're framing this because last week I pushed up to the archive here under the playlist, exploring ideas. Let's build a light mech. If we're tossing together a light mech, what kind of novelty would we want to look at? And we were also asking the question in terms of battle value, this idea of ever includes or evergreen mechs, auto includes certain mechs that based on the battle value, based on the decision, based on the design, based on the weapons, they're just solid. They're just good. They just work. I don't really know the mission I'm playing. I don't know the map I'm playing. I don't know the forces I'm playing. I should say facing. I'll take a couple of these mechs. They'll be good everywhere. I'm not taking two Vulcans and two Urbies and getting caught out on a open grass mat or a desert map, right? That type of thing. Get caught with a catapult somewhere, it's okay. It's okay. You can make it work. So this idea of, as we move into the mediums, and again, later on soon, we're going to explore the heavies and the assaults, this idea of what is that checklist for medium mechs?